Sir, let's start now. We must go. Okay.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Yes, sir.
Hello, yes. Hello. What's happening?
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Yes, sir. So, sir, can we start? Hello? Hello, sir? Shajil, sir, can we start? As rightly quoted by Andrew Ng, the coming era of artificial intelligence is not about machines replacing humans. It's about humans evolving with machines. Good afternoon, everyone. It is with immense joy and pride that I welcome you all to the 83rd session of UL Space Club webinar series, a dynamic platform that continues to inspire young minds by bridging scientific curiosity with cosmic exploration. At the very beginning, let us extend our deepest gratitude to Sri E.K. Kutty sir, the founder and mentor of UL Space Club. Sir, your unwavering commitment and inspiring leadership have been pivotal in shaping this initiative into a hub of learning, imagination, and opportunity. We are equally honored by the continued guidance of Sri Jairam sir, former director of ISR. His presence and mentorship serves as a guiding light to every budding scientist and space enthusiast associated with the UL Space Club. A warm welcome to all the esteemed guests and ISRO veterans with us today. Your contributions to India's space journey continue to motivate the next generation of pioneers. I would also like to acknowledge and welcome the dedicated core team of UL Space Club. Mr. Varun, our team lead, whose vision strengthens this program with every new endeavor. Mr. Abhinand, senior student fellow and curation coordinator, whose thoughtful planning enriches each session. And Mr. Adarsh, webinar and curation head, whose meticulous coordination ensures the academic depth and success of our events. Today, we are truly excited to welcome Mr. Sidharth, Head of AI Research, IQED India, As a distinguished speaker, he will take us through on how we can turn school projects to real product. I also take this opportunity to warmly welcome Sri Sajal UK Sir, who will be moderating today's session. Sir, your insights and presence add immense value to this academic gathering. To all our attendees, your enthusiasm and participation are what fuel this learning ecosystem. We encourage you to engage wholeheartedly, jot down your questions, and stay tuned for an interactive Q&A session at the end. Now, without further delay, let us pass the baton to Sri Sajal Sir to introduce our speaker and begin the stellar session. Thank you, and welcome once again to UL Space Club webinar session 83.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. Thank you for the warm welcome that you have given me. And I'm actually honored to be here right now with all of these veterans right here and people who are interested in STEM and all. I'm proud to be here right now. So I'm not wasting anyone's time. Let's straightly go into the pitch. So just a minute, okay? I hope my screen is visible to. So, my name is Sidharth. I'm a 12th grader. I'm studying in Trivandrum right now at the School of the Good Shepherd. So, yeah, right now I'm working as the head of research of AI department at IQED. So, yeah, this webinar is all about my talk about how I went from being a school student and being a scientist at a startup right now. So, see, where I actually got into AI is uh, when our schools reopened after the pandemic. That is, if I remember, I was in ninth grade, and there was this project. Okay, that is the deadline. The teachers announced that project 2 months before that, and I came to know about the project only 24 hours before the deadline. So I panicked. I didn't know what to do. The topic was like really tough to tackle about, and all I knew was to write code. So what I did is I wrote a Python scraper. That is a simple Python code which gets data from Google search and used Yandex to translate the text from one language to another language. And then I co-built up some modules and made a research paper generator. That was way before, if I remember, ChatGPT dropped. So my first project, like yes.
Student, but
So that was my first project. That is that was my first product other than a project. I've built a lot of projects before that. But the thing is, what I understood after building that product, I was able to distinguish a project and a product. A product was something it gives you a return, something an outcome. Project was something else. That is, you build that out of curiosity. But then a product is something which gives you an outcome back. So yeah, like the deeper motive behind building that one particular product, that is the research paper generators. See, it became my stand against someone saying to me that yes, you cannot do that, because my friends, they told me that Siddharth, you got only 24 hours. The topic took us more than 2 to 3 weeks to make a research product. You got only 24 hours. You won't be able to finish the project within the given deadline. So yeah, just quit. So I didn't want to quit. Because I always stood against the "you can't do it" voice. So that's why I built it. I didn't wait to make the UI better. All I cared about was the outcome. I didn't care about the UI. I didn't care about the efficiency. What I wanted was it to give me an outcome. So yeah, I was able to ship the project. I did ship the project, and I did score a really good appreciation from that. So after shipping that product, I gave that product to a few of my friends in return for some sweets and all. So my family came to know about it. So what they said is, my mom accused me of killing my creativity. They told me that you are using artificial intelligence. See, you are not using your creativity. You are not using your brains. You are killing your brain. So she kept on telling about that again and again, that whatever I'm doing is wrong. So I was not able to distinguish between like what's right, what's wrong, whatever I'm doing is right or not. Because at the same time, in Twitter, I tweeted about this project. So Sridev Ramesh, I still remember the name. He was the one who helped me get a name for myself in the world for the first time. So what Sridev did is, I tweeted about my project. He came to know about it. So what he did is, he reposted my project. He called my father in person and he told about my project to my father. And he made my father believe in me for the first time. And he also helped me with a lot of researches I've done. And also Sridev was one of my idols too. From a really young age, I watched him build his startup. I watched him do his stuff online. He is also a social media uh, influencer. So yeah, Sri, on one side, my mother accusing me of killing my creativity with AI, and the other side, Sridev publicly praising about me. So I was not able to distinguish that whatever I'm doing, if it's right or wrong. I was just confused on what to do, what to push more and all. So then I just kept to move on. But what I understood is how to build a product that is from scratch. That is, I wanted to have an outcome. I didn't want another project which is gonna sit in my desktop for another few months before I delete it because I don't have any storage. A product is something you ship it. A product gives you a result. So how did I make the MVP to a one single process? That is, I started with the script. I waited for the result. I got everything I wanted, and then I pivoted. I kept on drawing blueprints and all. While building the AI, what I did is I coded it. I took the entire code base. I wrote the logic and all, and then I waited. Just hit run, took a bath, returned to find 10 pages of usable content. That is if your project, whatever you're doing right now, whatever is sitting on your computer or whatever is sitting before you, that particular project that you have built, it gives you something in return. You can call it a product. So that's when I understood the difference between a project and a product. And that change in my mindset got me to wherever I am here right now. So my life wasn't easy because my parents wanted me to be my parents wanted me to be an army officer. They wanted me to be a respected army officer where people respect me. When I come, the police comes, gives me respect. They give me salutes and all. So that's what my family wanted. And I always craved for my family's validation. But then I turned my bedroom into a battlefield. That is, I wanted my creativity to be shown outside. That is, I don't want anyone else to be, pulling me down. But at the same time, it was my own family that's pulling me down. But then something inside me kept on saying that, Sidharth, this is not right. Army is not something for you. I'm not an input-driven person. I'm not an output-driven person. But then I still am. I'm a curiosity-driven person. So curiosity is a one crucial point while you are building a product. Curiosity gets you to a problem, and that same curiosity gets you derive a solution from that problem. So curiosity kept on pushing me from one point to another. So how did I learn this? Because I didn't have I didn't have a mentor. I learned all of that from myself. So I didn't have any idea what I'm doing. But then something was inside me. So I will go back into how I got into coding. See, from class 1 to 3, I used to be that kind of student who didn't want to speak to anyone. I used to be that kind of person who pulled himself away from everything. So at one particular time, I really liked computers from really back then itself. I wanted to know how it works because it was always fascinating. There was something fascinating about it every day. I see it doing stuff. I see my mother doing stuff on it. I see my father doing a lot of Excel sheet and stuff. He's making PPT presentations on his computer. So everything felt magic for me. That is, I felt like a computer is a magic device. It's big. It has a big display. It has keyboards. My father pressing on it, and the particular key he pressed, it is on the screen. So from a really young age, it was something I was really curious about how this particular thing is working right now. So as every student who is doing right now, we didn't have any AI back then. So what I did is I just went to YouTube. I searched I want to learn coding, but I don't know what's. So just type the entire thing just like that. So I got a lot of playlists. Apparently, the first thing I seen right in the page was AI. That is a tutorial of TensorFlow. He was like training something called the neural networks. I didn't know anything about that. But then I watched the video. I didn't understand anything. But then I watched the video because I was curious about it. So in my grade 3, I went to my friends, a group of people, I used to call them as friends. They were planning to make a game. So wanted to know, they were, they all of their parents are from software background and my parents are not from software background. So I was really curious about computers and all. So what I did is I went to them. I went to them and told them that, yeah, man, I want to learn computers. This thing is really fascinating. I want to learn about it. But what he said has shook me to the core. He said like this. He said that I don't even deserve to spell the word computer because I didn't know anything in that. So that shook something inside me, and it that shook something inside me to the core. So I wanted to learn computers, but I took the promise that I won't let anyone teach me or mentor me or guide me into using computer. I wanted to do that myself. So I got my home. I took an old laptop that my father used to use. It was inside our storeroom. I took that computer. I started playing with it. It was a Windows 98 system. So I started playing with it. I clicked every single button I know, and within 3 to 4 days, I taught myself to use a computer. I taught myself to on how to use a computer and all. So I taught myself all that. I got into computer. I started typing random notes. I got my father's Windows 7 laptop. I started to use the Paint app. Like it was really fun for me. So I was playing around it. But then still I when I go to YouTube, because I search a lot of about computers, I used to see on my home feed, I used to see people doing something called the programming or coding. I used to hear that stuff every day. I used to hear the term programming or coding every single day. But then I didn't know what this is. So I went to Google, I searched the word programming. So first thing I got was a Wikipedia page. It was like a dictionary of the word programming. And it said that it is something, in simple terms, it's something that you give instructions to a computer and it does tasks based on the instructions you give. So I said, yeah, it's fun, but then why use a programming when you can do it manually? Then I heard about automation. That is, you can automate a repetitive task using computers. And it sounded really fascinating for me. So I just jumped into it and I searched for programming tutorials. First thing I got was Java. Java is still one of the hardest language for any student to learn, even for the experts. So I searched for YouTube and I got this video. It's called the Java Crash Course within 4 hours. So it was the crash course, and that guy on the video, he was running like really, really fast. So I didn't understand anything he was saying. So, but then I completed the video all of a sudden, and then I understood that this field is not for me. It's someone for the super, the super intelligent ones. So I just left that just like that. But during grade 6, just before, like during grade 5, and a year before the COVID hit, the COVID pandemic hit, I heard about the language Python. So I Googled about it, and there were blog posts that about it, that it is an easy to learn language and blah blah blah. So it was an easy to learn language. So that took something inside me. So what I went is I searched the same keyword on YouTube and I started learning about Python. I searched upon crash courses on Python and started learning Python. But then magically I was able to learn that stuff. I got to understand what they're saying. So everything, every terms, every keywords, every functions, every data types, everything they show on the YouTube, I started to understand that, because Python is still an easy to learn language. So I finished the basic course on YouTube. Then I started the intermediate course. I finished that, and then I took into expert level. That is when I saw another video just down that video, just below the expert video, that people are using Python for hacking. So that time for me, hacking is like still is a cool word for every single student right now. And the thing is, people don't know about hacking. All I see is we see a matrix train dropping, or a guy on the hoodie typing a lot of code, and he is getting a lot of data from other computers without any password or such, anything like that. So I wanted to do hacking because I felt that it is cool to learn hacking and show hacking. So I clicked on that video and I started learning hacking with Python. That is writing automated scripts. That scripts used to get me other stuff. And I stumbled upon a lot of GitHub repos. GitHub is where you can publish your projects, like open source software projects online. So I stumbled into GitHub. I went through repos and all. I've downloaded a lot of hacking tools written in Python. I started reverse engineering them, playing with them and all. But then the pandemic hit. I didn't know what to do. I was just going through all hacking videos daily, everything. And it felt boring for me because I knew a lot of stuff, but I don't know what to do with them. So it felt boring and I dropped it right there. I felt saturated with the amount of information that I've learned from, YouTube videos and all. So I felt saturated and I dropped it just like that. Oh, and that's when my mother's cousin, he's in Germany. He came back to our family place when the COVID pandemic had hit. So my mother made me stay with him because I was seeing him after a very long time. So this guy was working with OpenAI back then, the very company which has built ChatGPT right now. So he was working with OpenAI back then. So he saw me playing games with it, and he talked to me about whatever I want to learn, what I like, and all. So I told him that I like programming. I started hacking with that stuff and all. But then he told me that, do you know Iron Man from the Marvel Studios? I told, yeah, I do know Iron Man. And he told me about the Jarvis. So I told him, yes, I would like, I like that entity. And he told me that this Jarvis thing, it is called AI, artificial intelligence. So I was curious about it. He told me that if you learn the AI, if you learn math, if you learn all that stuff, you can build something like the Jarvis. So I was like very, very curious about it. I wanted to know about it. So I just stopped my game right there. I sat with him. So he started lecturing me about AI. We only had one single conversation about AI. We didn't speak further. We don't speak about AI right now and all. We just had one single conversation. But that conversation was enough for me. What he did is this: he got me into a seat and he sat with me and he told me about AI like a story. That AI is nothing. Everything we see is just math, and math is a universal language. He told me that if I learn math and if I learn to convert data into something a computer understands, I will be able to make an AI. So I was like really confused about it. But then that day when I came back home, something inside me kept on saying like, yeah, this is your thing. So that you have found your thing. So I call that my curiosity. So that curiosity kept me firing inside me that you have to do it. So I started learning AI. Like, what is AI? What is data? What is the word data? What is data science? What is machine learning? What is data analysis? So I kept on learning about that. So first it started as a hobby. It was like a hobby for me. I kept on learning. I wanted that. I wanted this. I wanted to be a data analyst. Next, I want to be a machine learning. So first it started as a hobby. Then it took a turn. It turned as my passion. Then now it has turned as my career. So whatever that has started as a hobby is now my career, and it now is my routine to research on AI every morning and every night before I sleep. I at least go through a new AI research paper. I always go through it. It has become a routine for me. And as we all know, AI is a really rapidly growing industry right now, and it is said that every 4 hours at least 8 new researchers or 8 new technologies in AI is born. Like every 4 hours, 8 new technologies are raised. So yeah, that learning curve from being a kid who wanted to learn coding but then got saturated because the language was hard to a career. That was my learning curve. So that was it. I got into that. And then my projects. That is, by class 9, the COVID pandemic was over, and I started going back to school. So after our first term was over, and after the second periodic text was over, before getting into class 10, we was to submit a research paper based on culturals of Kerala and Chhattisgarh. So I was like, at that time period of the class, I didn't listen to what the teacher has said. I just kept it away. But then, just 24 hours before the deadline, I came to know from my friend that it had a huge impact on my grades. And that grades, if I didn't submit this particular project, I won't be able to go to class 10. So our school was like really strict about the process we are doing right now. And they derive most of our scores or grades from that particular project we submit. So just 24 hours before that, I came to know about the submission. So I panicked. I didn't know what to do. My friends, they told me that, Sidharth, it took 3 to 4 weeks for us to finish that project. You won't be able to do that and all. But then I wrote a script. See, I knew AI. I knew how to play with the data. I knew how to write scripts for automations and all. So I thought, why don't I do that? Why don't I write a code or a script which would help me with this? Because I wrote a lot of scripts for things which are not usable for me. But now, why can't we build something which is, which gives me a use, which gives me an outcome? So I wrote my script. I wrote a homework hack. I called it research paper AI. So what it did is this: it went to Google, Wikipedia, and it copied the first few lines, and it just pasted into a research document, and it used the first version of ChatGPT, and it is called the GPT-2. And this GPT-2 was not available to commercial users, and it was available for the developers. I used GPT-2 to clean the text and to structure the text into something like that I have written. And I submitted the project, and the irony is, I got my scores with a really huge margin than all of my friends who have given who have wrote their projects by hand, and it took them weeks for that. First, I felt guilty about it. Like, I cheated. I built a cheat. I built a hack, and that gave me the marks. I didn't deserve that marks. But then my friends who have put all of their efforts, they didn't get enough marks. So I felt like a cheater. But then I gave a thought about myself, because the effort that I've put into learning the script, learning automation, learning programming, that effort was enough for this. So that time I understood that building products, all products that we see right now around us are hacks to people's problem. That is why waste your time, write a research paper. When you give a set of inputs, that is, I want sources from this. I want the research paper to be structured like this. Just click the hit button, and then it runs and gives you a research paper. Why are not we doing that? Why are not we going through that path? So that got me into writing automations. So I started writing automation scripts. I started writing automation softwares and all. I wrote a lot of programs for my father's business. I wrote a couple of programs for my school and everything like that. And then OpenAI released ChatGPT, and that first model which they dropped commercially was GPT-3, and I was still playing with GPT-2. So when ChatGPT dropped their GPT-3 model as the product ChatGPT as app, I knew something about AI. I felt something inside me that AI is gonna be the next big thing, because we all know how big it impacted the world, how big of an impact it put to the world. So yeah, so I knew this was my field, and I always understood that now I have a time margin in front of other people who are running behind me right now. So I thought, yeah, AI is the next big thing. But then I didn't want to build another AI, because I knew that to make an AI, you need billions of dollars. As a school student, I won't be, I can't get, I don't have access to like that large funds. All I can get is maximum of 10 lakh grant from the government or something like that. So I wanted to pivot. I didn't just choose right like that way. I wanted to pivot. Then I felt like, why not AI security? Because I was working on cybersecurity back then. Because softwares are growing every day, but I don't have the resource to make a new software. Why don't we make another service, like a security service to protect the software? So then I got into AI security and prompt injection. Prompt injection is one of the methods of hacking an AI. That is, you can hack ChatGPT, you can hack Claude AI. Any AI we see right now can be hacked. And one of the method is called the prompt injection. There are a lot of prompt injection. So I started researching about prompt injection and all, and I went into the field of AI security. That is when I came upon Zenith AI. Zenith AI was my dream project. Zenith AI, before even the DeepSeek company has formed, I wanted to build a reasoning model, because if a model was able to put an output, why can't we make the output as a thought process? So I wanted to build a reasoning model. Before that, I've pitched it to a lot of people. I've emailed Mr. Elon Musk personally. I've emailed Sam Altman, the founder of OpenAI, the ChatGPT. I've emailed him. I've emailed to every single CEOs I know. I've emailed to every single funds I know. So all of them some kept silence. Some didn't even care to reply. Some replied but demotivated me. But most of them questioned my age and questioned my, knowledge about this. So I didn't have a degree back then. I didn't know what to say. So I just accepted that, yeah, this is not for me. But then I wanted to build something. So I pitched to the government and all. And just 3 to 4 weeks before I got a chance with the India AI team, DeepSeek dropped their R1 model, which was their reasoning model, which started to produce the thought process model. I was shattered, because this was my dream project, and if I've built that, I would have gained the global fame. I've gained the Star Kid fame and all. So I was shattered. But then even that called me back to my cybersecurity mindset. That is, if something like an AI security, if something like a new technology is growing rapidly, threat hackers or threat actors will start their acts on building or breaking that particular stuff. So if AI is growing, we need something like a firewall for AIs. That is when I built Kavach AI. So Kavach AI is like a firewall for a network. It is like a firewall for an AI. So it acts as a two-way security shield in between a user and an AI model, and it is used by a lot of indie developers right now, and it is used by 2 startups in Singapore. So Kavach AI was one big of a project that got me to meet the IT minister of India. So while I was in a meeting with them, I met the IQED team right there. So I got to meet the founder and the director of the IQED team. Even the CEO was there. So I sat with them, I talked with them, and they asked about my projects. I told them that I work in AI, I've built that, this and all. So they told me that they too are working on a network startup which is trying to integrate AI into learning and make learning different, or make redefine the way we are learning, or redefine what we are learning using AI. So I was like really fascinated about it. So I got with them. I had a couple of meetings. They showed me what they have built, but then I've seen that their core AI architectures had a lot of flaws. So first I started as a consultant. Then I got with them. Then I sat with them. I started discussing more about their product. And then finally, I designed their very new architecture, which is currently in development and which will be dropping by 2026 Q3 or Q4. I've designed a very new AI architecture, which will be called the first intellectual AI model. So I've pitched that to them. They believed in me. They started funding me, and now we are in development of that product. So yeah, that's how I got from a homework hack to being the head of AI research at a edtech startup. The journey was very, interesting for me myself. But then, the one core thing that I got while this journey is rejection. I took these rejections from the CEOs. Like I could have quit when the CEOs started emailing me that this project is not going to work. You are still a kid. You can't do that. I took that as a fuel. And even the friends laugh who told me that idiots like you can't even spell computer. That became the core fuel for me. That fueled my drive. That fueled my curiosity. That got to me here today. So I suggest every single student, every single person who wants to be like me, who wants to be way better than what I am right now, who wants to reach the top, take rejection as fuel, because you will always face rejections. Because at the end of the day, we are in a country which is, in the which follows the social norms. And if you're standing against the social norms, rejections will come towards you. A lot of rejections will come towards you. And what you have to do is take the rejection as your fuel. Take it as a fuel to move 2 or 3 steps ahead. Every rejection will have a suggestion. So take that suggestion, pivot yourself. Do not change yourself, but pivot yourself and use that as a fuel and take 2 or 3 steps ahead. Change yourself. So what started as from my dad's aging laptop took me into building my project with the production grade enterprise servers. Right now we have clusters of supercomputer right now helping my project that I'm building right now. So as I said, meeting with the IQ man Ajiyar, who is the founder of IQED, that particular meeting made me understood that from the drive from concept to building a product is something else. What I felt is I see a problem. Okay, I derive a solution. This is the solution and start building it. That's not what the real world wants, or that's not how the real world works. So when I started redesigning the AI architecture at IQED, I did not feel as an intern, or I did not feel as a scientist. What I felt is I was solving a big problem. That problem solver mindset is what you have to put into the real world. It's not about getting a problem, building a solution right out of it. You have to be a problem solver, because it's not always the problem. The problem you're seeing right now shouldn't always be the actual problem that the people are facing, right? So you have to derive a problem from it. Our company was facing a lot of problems. So I did not just derive each and every solution for all of those problems. What I did is I completely started to redesign the architecture. That is, I found out that it was the architecture itself. That architecture was the problem. It wasn't the particular modules around the architecture, but the base architecture was the problem. And I understood that redesigning it is the actual solution, rather than building small temporary solution for all of the modules which are causing problems at IQED. So it like what started as a side project at IQED became my responsibility of the entire AI research department. And it all happened within a span of 1 month. So right now I'm building 2 projects right now. That is, one is the AI model, the AI architecture at IQED, and it makes our app, like it makes the IQED app a living app. That is, this app changes itself. This app adapts to itself and makes you, teaches you the way you like, the way you understand. So we are building something like that. I'm building something. I, along with my team, is building something like that at IQED. And at the same time, I'm still focusing on Kavach AI, because since we still know that AI technology is growing every single second right now, because every single second we are producing zettabytes of data on the internet, and more amount of data causes the AI to be more powerful. So every second, I believe, as a person who's following AI for the past 6 years, I believe that AI is growing every second. So we have to be, 2 steps ahead. So what I understood myself that AI security is going to be a really big problem. So I still am focusing on building, pivoting Coverage AI and making it more powerful against jailbreaks and prompt injection. So these are the two products that I'm working right now. And at the same time, I'm combining both of them. That is, the AI models in our IQED software will all be protected by Coverage AI. So these are the two products and the two missions that I'm working towards right now. And these two missions, that is, I've kept a clear cut goal in front of me that this is the product that I want. This is a problem I have. Make a solution, pivot yourself, find your own path from the problem to the product. So this mission, keeping yourself a vision before you, keeping yourself a mission before you, helps you easily to find that particular path for your journey from the problem to the product. So keeping a mission or vision in front of you, or both of them in front of you, is a crucial point while building a product. So some of the things you can, like the production stack, like it's not about building a product. Efficiency is a key component in it. That is our first solution I've derived as cost. In our math, we came to know that it would cost more than 300 crores a month to run our model. 300 crores to run an AI model for around 50 to 1 lakh students. So it was like a huge amount for us. That is, it was more than 3 times the revenue our company is getting. We are burning. That is, we will be running in loss. So it is not about making your project with a lot of duct tape, hot glue and all. It's not always about that. It's about making something ready for the production. It is about making something for the real world, a product which the world accepts, the world runs with it. So the duct tape projects, they are usually not the production grade or enterprise stack project. So a lot of these Kubernetes, Rust microservices, Redis streams, quantization, ISO component, and every single thing. These are one of the top 6 things you have to keep in mind while building a product or an AI product, mostly for this. You might be building hardware projects, you might be building software projects, but then building that product for the production, real world scale is a very big factor. That is, I could have used the Yandex translation to multi-region secure pipelines. But then that translation API had a latency. That is, if our user is from, what if the Yandex servers are at Russia? If user is from the top part of Canada or something, there will be a really big latency between the servers. So that latency used to cause a lot of trouble. So everything, that is every single user's experience, every single experience our team feels, we have to keep as a head of research, or if you're running a research team, you have to keep in mind that if you're building a product from your research, if you're designing a product from your research, that project, the particular product should be production ready. It should be like this is the product. It's like 300 CR per month. You can run that, and it gives you the current weather at your particular position. Like 300 CR for an API which gives the weather at your current situation. It doesn't make any sense. You can make that for cheap. So building the particular thing, building a product in the production stack terms is one of the crucial part while you are researching on something and all. So what I suggest you, or suggest anyone who are writing right here right now, like working on software or computer technological research, that you have to keep in mind that your product is fit for the market. First thing, you have to check the product market fit, and you have to check the costing of it. That is, if you are spending this amount of money, you have to get something in return. See, we all of us right here are not, someone who's that divine like person to give everything for free. So if you are building something, if you are building some product for the world, you should get something in return. So you have to keep in mind that whatever you're building is ready for the production and it's ready for the market. So that is also one crucial point while building a product right now. And very good example for that is the recent downtime caused by Anthropic. Anthropic is the leading AI company which built the AI called the Claude AI. This Claude AI is the best coding AI model ever known to the AI market. So what they had is that they had this one particular bug in something called their tokenizer. So tokenizer converts your data from your language to the computer language, and the output output the AI model gives, it converts the tokenizer converts the output to back to our language. So that particular tokenizer had a bug. It recalibrated itself after after every request. So that caused a lot of load to the server. And the bug, that simple bug, costed only 12 minutes of downtime. But that 12 minutes of downtime for that company has cost 1.2 million answer minutes lost. That one particular bug cost 1.2 billion answer request. For your information, one answer minute is equal to $35. So 1.2 million answer minutes into 35. That is the amount of money, the amount of loss they faced with a simple bug, which cost only 12 minutes of downtime. So that's why I told you that building production apps is like building a production level product. It's a very crucial thing. You have to test every part of it, and you have to make sure that it does not end up something like this. So it is a really big factor. So keep in mind if you are building something. So what is the opportunity map? So this is the advice that I would give to my younger self, because like right now I'm working as a researcher, but then it took a lot of time for me. I didn't have anyone to guide me. I didn't have anyone who to help me. So I did all of that myself. So I still don't know like if things that I'm doing right now is right or wrong. So it is a really big factor to have someone in to guide you, to mentor you. So these are the three things that I would tell or advise to my younger self, that to understand systems thinking, you have to be an architect for scale and resilience. That is, it's not about building the features, it's about fitting all of the features that you have built right now into the right place. It is all about building that particular product for the production scale. It is about checking the product market fit, that if the product you're building right now is like, if the market needs the product, or will the market accept your product. So it is a really big factor. So if I've learned that really back then, I would have worked more on Kavach AI than random projects or products I've tried out. So if I knew that really back then, I would have worked on Kavach AI and I would have ran a lot of scaling tests and made that better. And storytelling, that is, ideas don't sell themselves. That is, you have to have a narrative. That is, you should make strangers feel your urgency. That is, if I knew the storytelling part of selling a product, or getting help for a product, I would have gotten to a higher place even before that. So what you have to know is that you have to have a storytelling mindset, of explaining your own projects, a storytelling mindset about selling your own product. That a person sitting on opposite of you should make the patience in them to stay there and listen to you. So storytelling is a really good thing that everyone should have, because that the way of expressing your idea, the way of conveying your idea is a really big factor, and that's how you can get to sell a product or even validate a product. So I've learned that really recently, and that caused me to join IQED right now. And then resilience, that is, you have to accept that, yes, I'm going towards this, I'm seeing this person, You have to accept the worst before meeting the person. If you are going to meet someone, like, this is the worst he could say, though, I accept it. That is this. You have to rehearse the rejection before rejection comes for you. That, yes, if this happens, it is because of me. You have to accept that it's your mistake. You have to start pivoting yourself. Don't change yourself, pivot yourself. So you have to accept it. Yeah, it is rejected because I did this wrong. It was rejected because I did that wrong. So rehearse that yourself. But then if you rehearse that yourself, you will have answers for the most of the rejections. So, and also it is not the final verdict too. If you get a rejection, you can meet another person. If that person rejects, you can meet another person. Because before, the great software we are right now seeing, like the biggest competitor for Adobe, Canva, that Canva had to meet 144 investors before they found their first investor. They had to meet 144 investors in Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley, every single investors are running for investing in startups. And Canva, being this good product, they were not able to find an investor until their 145th meeting. So rejections come in. You shouldn't quit yourself when you hear the first rejection. You have to accept that rejection. Pivot yourself. See new people every day. Present yourself every day. Pivot yourself every day. Change your attitude every day and learn stuff every day. Accept the rejections, get what you want and leave what you don't want. And then just keep on moving. And if you practice this thing, you will get to some point where a person finally understands your problem and helps you in your project or guides you in your project. So resilience is one key point that I would give to my younger self as an advice. So yeah, these are the 3 things I would advise to my younger self. Then a toolkit for everyone right here, right now. That is, if you want to build a project in computer science, these are the 6 things I would give you as an advice. That is YouTube. I call my YouTube as a YouTube university because it has more courses than any university has. Because even Harvard and MIT has posted one of their famous classes on YouTube. So see YouTube as a university and start learning or start teaching start teaching yourself things from YouTube, and go to buildathons. Because if you go to a hackathon, you are working on projects. But then if you go to a buildathon, you're working on products. That is, you will face the harshest questions for something you have built. You will face the harshest rejections to research you're leading right now. So getting into a buildathon will help you get that. Get to the point where you can train yourself to, storytell your project. You can rehearse yourself for the rejections. You can find flaws in a product that you have not even given a thought about. So buildathons is a really good competition. Every single buildathon, if you're building something, if you're researching in any field, let it be space, let it be medical science, let it be chemical science, any field, go to any buildathon, build your projects right there, and accept, present your project to everyone around you. Connect with people. They will find flaws in your apps or flaws in your research that you have not even given a thought about it. So it's a really great experience, and you can teach yourself that. You can get a very different perspective from that. So I suggest everyone to go to a buildathon, connect with people around you, and learn, get as many insights as possible towards your research and all. Then if you're building some solution and you need a programmer to help you with it, that is, with the new rise of AI, we don't want AI developer something. If you're working on a research and you want a product to validate your research, within seconds you can spin up a sample MVP, minimum viable products, with AI paired programmers. So I suggest you guys to go on search online for Cloud Code or Hero. You have a lot of AI paired programmers available online. So play with that. make your research, teach your storytell your research towards a programming tools, and make your MVP and validate your product yourself. So AI paid programmers is one tool that everyone have to have, hands on. And then open source repos. That is GitHub, as I said, is like a really wide, a forum like project in simple terms, but then in technical terms it's something else. But then in simple terms, for everyone, for anyone non-technical here to understand that GitHub will have a lot of projects that people have built and they share it online, and you can attract other builders which are focusing on that product or that field of research, and they help you with that. They don't want anything in return. What they want is, to build a project, do the research, get the validation from the public, get the validation from the community, and get into the real market. So GitHub repos are a really good resource. And then Discord communities. That is now Discord has communities for every single technology or every single research, even if it's space or any chemical engineering, even the boring part of the site. They have communities for that. So I suggest everyone to join Discord communities, talk with like-minded people, and if not, find your research partner and all from there. And same with public repositories. That is, people will be hosting their projects themselves without GitHub online. Connect with them, build your project with them. So what I tell is, don't wait. If you have something in mind, use any of these 6 things right now that is on your screen. Use any of these 6 tools or all of these 6 tools to connect with people and build your thing, build your idea into one fine living thing. So these are the toolkits that I would suggest you to use. So as an AI researcher, this is my take on the next wave of intelligence. So the next 5 years belong to agentic AI. That is, LLMs are the ones we are seeing on ChatGPT or Grok AI or any app we are seeing right now. So it's called LLM. LLM means large language models. So it is just a steroid version of our Google keyboard app. That is, if you remember, even before ChatGPT and all, if you're typing something, if you're using your Android for a really long while, after typing a sentence, like after typing the first 3 words, Google's AI keyboard used to predict the next word like really intelligently. So LLMs are just a steroid version of it, like a boosted up version of it, like on Nitro. So LLMs just predicts the next token or a next word and completes a sentence. And that sentence is given as an output in front of you for a question you ask. So LLMs cannot take any action or do any stuff. They can just give you an output for a particular question you have given. It can give an output. That's it. So that's when researchers found something called the agentic AI. They made AIs like an LLM's output as a function to write a function, and that function will be used by another LLM to write another function. So it is like a repetitive task. It is like a repetitive AI workflow, and that workflow, when did the right way, was able to take actions. That's how researchers build agentic AI. So building like agentic AI is the future right now, as even the CEO of NVIDIA, Mr. Jensen Huang said, like agentic AI is the future. So he suggests everyone to learn math and physics and all, other than learning the basic computer science, the building softwares and all. So building all of that are repetitive tasks. With the newborn of agentic AI, everything can be replaced. So what we have to do is we have to be few steps ahead. The next field, like the next new career, the career flight will be, researchers in physics, researchers in chemistry, researchers in space tech. So researching is the very new job flight that's gonna come right now, because all of the tasks we are doing right now, even the jobs of teachers can be replaced by AI, can be replaced by agentic AI. So agentic AI is coming for you. But I wanted to say something that there is a big misunderstanding among us and the researchers. If we all know Mr. Godfrey Hinton, the godfather of AI, he has told that AGI is coming for us and it will be the end of humanity. But that is one of the most misunderstood phrase. That is, AGI won't take anything from you. AGI is just general intelligence. That is, it thinks like humans. That's it. It doesn't have any emotions at the end of the day. Well, in future, it might have emotions, but then as of now, it doesn't have any emotion, but it thinks generally. So every general task, and like an office job, like doing accounts and all, will be done by AGI. And even us right now, most of us, we write an email, we just draft a simple bullet email draft, we give to ChatGPT and it writes the entire email for us. Even when we are typing long texts, we use ChatGPT for that. When we are, giving out an Instagram post or a LinkedIn post or a Twitter post, we use ChatGPT or any other LLM like that. So us depending on AI, like we have to keep a limit before it. If we break the limit, we become dumb. That is what he has meant. That is, if we keep on depending on AI for everything, depending on AI for some tasks and handling it intelligently makes you put in front of the other people. That is, I'm not telling you that you shouldn't use AI. Use AI as tool. That is, if when calculators came back then, people told that this mathematicians' jobs they're all gonna go extinct. But what happened was revolutionary because lot of researchers quit after that. But then a few of researchers, they used calculator as a tool. They used the calculator as a tool, and you used calculator for simple repetitive tasks, and they started moving to the next field of research. That is the next level of research in maths. Just like that, see AI as a tool. Do use that for the repetitive tasks and do something beyond what AI cannot do. So that is one way you can stand ahead of AI. And that is what Mr. Godfrey Hinton has also said. But the world has misunderstood that, and none has ever took the effort to correct them. So this is what he has meant is this, that we have to have a step ahead of AI, and we have to start resisting ourselves to stay ahead of the AI era. So that's what he said. And if we keep all of this in mind, we can be the next level, the next phase of India. We can take India to another level if everyone as a whole, took a step ahead of AI, started working towards that, and we will be able to build the next generation of products. So that's what I have to say about the new AI revolution. So a roadmap is this: like if you're building a product, this is a simple roadmap that I've prepared for you. If you're building a product, first pick a painful personal problem. Pick a problem which you face, which you can connect to. That will help you derive a more efficient, scalable solution for that personal problem. Prototype an AI or something, a tool to fix it in 48 hours or maximum 72 hours. Like within 3 days, you have to find a solution with it. You have a lot of, as I said, you can go into GitHub to find similar projects, download that, reverse engineer that. You can use AI to build a product MVP for yourself, prototype that within 3 to 4 days. And then publish that, put it on a Twitter thread or something like that. And iterate that weekly. Every week you have to study that project yourself, get informations from online, get people's comment, take them as insights, iterate the project weekly, and join as many buildathons as possible. Buildathons, every person on these buildathons will be focusing on building solution for the problems they see around themselves. So you are seeing likely minded people. So these buildathon like community will be helping you to iterate the project very good and take it to the next level. They can even connect you with a lot of investors and another connections too. So within 6 months, if you do this correctly, within 6 months, you have a public proof or traction that to show to anyone that, yes, I did this. I gave my published my project as a thread. These are the information insights I got from the people. These are the iterations I did. These are the competitions I went to. These are the judges that were there. These are the information or insights I got from them. And this is what I kept. This is what I did to iterate that. And you have a public proof, and then you have a network, a place, a platform to present your project that I did this. Okay, I got these many tractions. Now fund my projects, or you can buy my projects. And I can assure you that if you do this correctly, you can get to another project, another level of project. That is, if the very like positive point of this roadmap is that it doesn't have any degree gatekeeper. And this one particular roadmap took me from like to an AI scientist without even having a BTech degree. I'm still an like 12th grader studying in school. Like by following this roadmap, none of the people I've met have asked for my degree. But even if they ask me like, why should we trust you, or why should we invest our time for you? Just show them that these are the projects I've built, these are the tractions I got from the internet, and this is my network. So that gives some value towards you. I'm not saying that everyone should quit studying or something. That I'm not meaning that. What I meant is, if you want to build a product, you don't want to wait till you get a degree. You don't want to wait till you have a family, you are settled. If you don't want to wait for that, just follow this roadmap and you can get to there. That is a particular thing I have already verified that myself. So yeah. So these are something that I've already discussed, that you have to be always, ahead of everyone. But then there's this one motivation thing that I want to say to everyone, that when you're building something, if you ever feel demotivated, you can just open your computer screen, just run whatever you have built right now. Just go through the project you have written. Just go few days back and compare yourself, like where I'm right now and where I was before this many years, this many days or something like that. Just go a few days before that. Like go through the progressions you guys have made. Like for me, it is when I feel demotivated, I just open up my computer. I go to the first projects I've built during my 6th grade and my 7th grade. Just open up the command line and run those projects. Like many of the projects are just simple hello world. If I type my name as an input, it just returns that yes, hi Sidharth. That's it. I go through those projects. I go through my early days of research. I read those papers, and that progression I've made from there to this, that progression fuels my curiosity and fuels my motivations. I usually get that motivation or the curiosity back then. So this is one exercise I always do. So yeah. So any student right now who want to get success, like want to get the star feel. See, when you do this, there's this feeling of like you show a metric, like a young person reads your threads, or decides to try anyway about something you have built on online, and they send you a message that, yeah, I saw your story, I went through your story, I built this, I shipped this, this is the network, or this is the outcome I've got. That single feeling, that is actually the success. So it's not about building or shipping a product. It's not getting about there. Sometimes it's these small things which is gonna drive you. It's gonna fuel your motivation. So it's always that. So for me, it was this particular message where I've posted a lot of tweets. So I've told that Sridev Ramesh, the CEO of 100x Engineers, since then he usually reposts my tweets. So I've seen a DM from a small kid. He's 12 or 13, I don't remember. He messaged me that, hey Sidharth, I saw your story from Sridev's tweet. and I've read a lot about yourself and wrote about your research, and I've read about Kavaji, and he told me that yeah, build something like that. I've felt motivated after seeing yourself doing this and this. I felt to he had an idea in his mind. He started researching on that idea, and he shipped his first model. So I felt like as a guy who didn't have anything for a motivation, I felt something different, like something divine, that if you are able to change a few other people around you, it's something divine. So yeah, so it's not about earning a lot of money, it's not about earning a lot of fame and all. It's always people trying to make themselves better after seeing you mentoring them getting to a success. So that you making a person success, that is your success. So that is what I believe in myself. So the success of an entrepreneur is always if you are able to if you are able to make someone successful, if you are the one who's behind a person's success, that is the success of an entrepreneur. If you are able to make your employee, if you are able to make someone under you successful in their project, is successful in their research or something like that, that is your success, and that is what that drives me right now. So yeah, that's it right now. That's all about my pitch. And if someone has any doubt, you guys could ask me. I wanted it to be an interactive session, but then it's fine. If anyone has any doubt to whatever I've presented right now, you can just ask me. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Dilmash. First of all, I am wonderstruck to see what a transformation is taking place in the school students. I won't say young ones, school students. Of course, you may not might find many Siddharthas, but even one Siddhartha is enough to make that statement. Hats off to you, my dear Sidharth.
Thank
You
you.
have crossed the oceans, the seas, and you are in the sky. Of course, you are in your roadmap, you are traveling your long journey. You just begun the journey, 16-year-old, 16-year-old entrepreneur, 16-year-old school student. Long way to go. But even within such a short spell, you have discovered the world, I will say, because you didn't get a mentor, you didn't get a direction, and you had all the way, I would not say difficulties, all the way stumbling blocks and not much of a supporting steps for you to climb. So, despite those things, your exposure, the development you went through, the improvements you made, the perfection path you chose, see, these are all something mind blowing for me. And the the things which you mentioned, few things which are very important things you mentioned, which all of our students who are listening should immediately imbibe in them. And things like resilience, rejection, your attitude to all those things, these are all in the life of everybody. But how you shape it up to grow, to learn, to improve, that's important. See, I wish that you reach the zenith of artificial intelligence and If anything happens during your lifetime, beyond that, even that also, you will be conquering. I am sure you will conquer. You will conquer the world. You will conquer AI. So, with this kind of mindset and attitude, nothing can stop you. And what you said about storytelling, salesmanship, these are all the skills which today's generation should imbibe in them. Without this, you cannot succeed, even however good you are in your learning skills and productivity. As an AI head, what all you did. 16 years old boy, innovation, product development, uh, uh, coming out of the crisis, overcoming the crisis. And all those things are, I listened attentively, and I wish that each student of your age, each student who are listening here, rise to the occasion and make the best use of your experiences for prompting them to lead a wonderful life of realizing their dreams and having a productive life. I think I should not take much time. I have a lot no more to say about Sidharth. The words are, coming, rushing into me. But then this platform is meant for students. Young ones are waiting to ask questions and interact with Sidharth. It's a very, very rare opportunity we get like this. This is a first ever webinar with the youngest ever person we have had so far, and it has been an excellent experiment worth doing it as often as possible. So thank you very much, Sidharth, for coming over and giving this. And I request you, if whenever your time permits, please open up for students of not only our space club, even others who are having a drive, a imagination, a dream to reach the heights. Please help them, guide them to the extent you can. You cannot do everybody, but wherever you find there is a justifiable brain, a boy or a girl, you please do it. Then your life will be worth living, and very many will benefit out of it. Thank you very much for spending good time with us, and wish you all the very best in your life. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So I was listening with great interest to the presentation made by Sidharth. Of course, a lot of things, we have a lot of misunderstanding about AI and its capabilities, and where does the human intelligence fit in? So that I think that there is a lot of misunderstanding, and when you hear a lot of news coming on the online and also other media, that so much jobs are lost because of that, so many skills are lost. But there are certain skills, and as when you presented your story, I mean, we can read between the lines also. A lot of things that is required for this AI age. So I think you have inspired the younger generation also to think critically, and critical thinking is most important these days. So this aspect, I think, in the education also we have to make a reorientation, where just knowledge alone is not enough, or even just mere skills are also not enough. You look at the problems that that the society faces or an individual faces, and from there you start working on trying out a solution. And that is a long journey, but in between, you also told about some of the ways in which we can develop those ideas into some useful outcomes. So I think this is the way to go, and indeed you are an inspiration, not only for the younger generation, but also for the older Gen X or other people. So you continue your good work, and I'm glad to have listened to this presentation. Thanks a lot.
Yes, I am there. So thank you so much, Sidharth, for sharing your journey and insights with us today. It's very rare to see someone your age talk with such clarity about AI, innovation, and transforming school projects into real products. Your story has both inspired and challenged us. Now, it's time for our Q&A session. We have many curious minds in the audience, so I'll be reading out the questions from the participants in the chat to you. So, can we begin with it?
Yeah, sure.
So the first one is asked by Abhinav. It goes as, have you ever considered the backend processes behind AI and how they function? Since you're experienced in using it, could you share your thoughts on the topic?
Yeah, sure. Basically, as I said, every single thing behind AI is math. That is, math runs everything. You cannot, build the very core, the very core language of AI is math itself. But there is not something like a backend process, because you get it as a single file model. That is, every single AI or a language model we see right now, it's just a file, a set of rules. Basically, I would suggest you to go to YouTube and search for Welsh Labs. They have a very good graphical way of expressing of how an AI works inside. But in simple terms, I will explain to you. That is, there is this something called Open Web Text Corpus. That is, it is a digital copy of, like a textual digital copy of the internet. It is saved in internet itself, like a digital copy of the internet is saved inside the digital internet itself. So that digital copy of the internet, every AI is trained on that corpus of data. So that's how it is able to uh, produce an output. Like if you ask something about what to say, GK question, it will go into that, into its memory, like the digital copy of the internet, and get data from it. So it is just like something is predicting an output from its memory. It is being trained on the internet. Like it calls output out of the internet and give reciprocates an output. So basically, it is just predicting on what it has to say for your question, for your input on examples it has seen in the internet. So there isn't something like a backend process or a function. Every AI is just learning patterns from data, and it just plays with the pattern itself. The algorithm we have built to learn that pattern. That algorithm just saves the pattern into one single file. That file gives you the output for a question like what is. See, that's why AI is not able to answer your name. If you go into ChatGPT, clear every single conversation you have had with it, and you delete the memories it saved. In your settings, you can see a folder for memories. If you delete every memory and you delete every conversation you had with it, you ask to tell what's your name, it won't be able to answer because it doesn't know. It is trained on the internet and it doesn't have any input of you or us, which, if we ask something. So that's it. It doesn't have any, complicated backend functions or processes. It's just trying to mimic the pattern of the internet. That's it. So yeah, I think I've cleared that question.
Thank you, Sidharth. That was a precise and helpful explanation. So, moving on to the next question by Milandev. How do you see emerging technologies like AI and space tech shaping the future of a student innovation? And what new opportunities do you think young innovators should focus in the next years?
As I said, that's a really good question. I expected that question to come, and yeah, here it is. So, like, emerging technology like AI and space tech is, of course, is shaping the future of innovations, because it's not like what we used to see in back days. Because earlier days, even the smartphone was an innovation, but then everything being so technically new, and every new, as I said, every 4 hours, 8 new AI technologies are being born. So technology growing that rapidly, you have to have a step before everything. That's what I said. You have to predict what's coming. You have to stay ahead of it. So the new opportunities that is going to come, the research field, the job market is going to fall down. What's going to go up is the research field. That is every job which is repetitive. That is, you're doing one single task every day. You're building a software every day. You're writing a function every day. So that type of jobs is going to be replaced by AI. But if a person is researching about something new which the AI has not seen, something which has not been trained on its memory, you're researching on something else. You're researching on new things, new fields of AI, or new fields of computing. Everything new which the world has never seen. You have to have a step ahead. You have to use AI as a tool to replace or do your daily tasks or repetitive tasks, and to aim for the higher. Just like the mathematicians which used calculator to find bigger calculations and theorems. Just like that, use AI as a tool, pivot yourself, as I said, accept the reality, accept the rejection, prepare yourself and aim the higher. That's the only thing an young innovator or any innovator which is going to focus in the coming years to grow should follow. That is, in simple words, use AI as a tool, replace your repetitive tasks with AI, aim for the higher. So that's it, and I hope that doubt is also solved.
Hope that Milan's doubt is cleared. Thanks for addressing that. It was very insightful. So we have another question by Adil Prajesh. He asks that when the calculator were discovered, everyone considered it as an AI, but now it is not. It is just automated. In the future, how does the people think about present AI systems? Does it mean there is no actual AI?
See, it's also one of the misconceptions. So what is intelligence? See, I will explain to you in simple statement. That is, if you know the distance from Earth to Moon, you are intelligent. If you know how to get from Earth to Moon using a lot of other informations you have in mind other than the distance, you are intellectual. So we humans are intellectual. The computers, they are just intelligent. So calculator, when discovered, everyone thought that it would take jobs because it was doing something which took you humans a specific amount of time to do. We humans often take something as take something misunderstood. When we see something which is able to do our tasks, which has the potential to replace us, we consider them as a threat. But just as I told, if we are considering, just like the math researchers then consider the calculator as a tool, we made sure that it is not a threat. All of us, we caused an internal revolution without making a revolution. So it's something like that. So at the end of the day, calculator is also a set of rules. AI is also a set of rules. Calculator had an intelligence that we have coded that if a user press this, do this. If a user does this calculation, do this calculation in your mind and give your output. Just like that, AI is a set of rules. So AI is also having a set of rules. You give in an input, it produces an output. So it's just like that. It's never about, Intelligence, everything has. Everything you can give your intelligence to something else. So that's why it's called artificially you gave your intelligence to a computer. So everything is kind of an AI. We are an intellectual person. Those are artificially intelligent beings. We are intelligent beings and we are intellectual beings. That's what which makes us different from these computers or these tools and us humans. So I hope I know I gave a vague reply to that question. I hope that is clear.
Thank you. I am Adil Pajish.
Oh, okay, fine.
Hope your doubts are cleared, Adil. Do you have any further doubts?
No,
So thanks, Sidharth. That actually added in significant value to our understanding too. So next, we have got a question by Nitin, which is actually based on the current affairs and stuff like that. It is actually quite interesting. It goes as, India has launched the NASA ISRO NISR satellite to track changes in Earth's surface with centimeter level precision. What opportunities might that open for AI-based student projects, for example, in environment monitoring, and what data challenges would students face in using NISR outputs?
So coming to that, as I said, there is whatever we call as AIs right now are called large language models. But there is this another variant to it. It is called MLMs. It is multi-modal language models. That is, these models are able to understand an image you give. These models are able to understand an audio file you give. These models are able to understand a video you given. So these models, they can process data other than textual data. So Nitin, I want you to note this down. There's this company called Mistral AI. Mistral AI has this something has made a model called Pixtral. See, these Pixtral models, these models are real-time models. That is, if you give an input, the very second it reaches there to their server, you get the output back to your system. So it is a real-time model. It is able to process satellite imagery data and give you output based on that. It is used by the French government and they are training more on that. And that project is open source. You can go on to like there is this platform called Hugging Face. Every single open source AI models are on this platform. You can go on to Hugging Face, check Mistral's Pixtral repo and learn more about it. You can just play with it, reverse engineer, and who knows if you are able to something like really different and really powerful than Pixtral for the our ISRO's NISR satellite. We can bring a very good change. We can bring a very good impact. So I suggest you go to that repo and learn more about that. And I hope I clear that too.
Thank you. That was a great answer. So the next one is by Ritvik. It goes as, what is the difference between ANN, CNN, and RNN?
Okay, so that's like a basic question in AI, but then I would say like ANNs are called artificial neural networks. So CNNs and RNNs, they are like two different forms of ANNs. Every single AI that we see, every single AIs we see are ANNs itself. So there are many neural networks. So neural networks are these AIs. So there are out of many neural networks, CNNs and RNNs are one of the commonly known ones. So CNNs are called convolutional neural networks. Say it is used for spatial understanding. That is, if you are training your model to for contextual understanding. That is, you give the model an input image and it gives an output that if the image has the picture of a dog or a cat or a dog and cat at the same time. So those are CNNs. It's for spatial understanding. The model will search your data for patterns. That is, it does not take your data itself as a pattern. It searches more amount of data in one particular data you give. It finds patterns and stores in its memory. It's called spatial understanding or contextual understanding. So CNNs are used for that. RNNs, on the other hand, are called recurrent neural networks. RNNs are like a more intelligent version of CNNs. It has memory inbuilt while training, while understanding the patterns, or while it's finding patterns throughout the data. It has an intelligent memory. The algorithm itself has an intelligent memory in its brain, in its neural network. And that's what makes RNNs more powerful than CNNs, because it's able to keep in memory about the information or about the past information it has seen. So in simple words, ANNs are called artificial neural networks, and out of many types of artificial neural networks, CNNs and RNNs are two of the most popular kinds. And CNNs are, go searches for data in your data to find patterns. And RNNs are just a steroid version of CNNs, which has memory built in it. So I hope I've cleared that out too.
Thank you. That was an illuminating answer. So we have got a question about yourself by Adidev. He asked that on the internet, there are anecdotes of you having been recruited by XAI's Grok. When did this happen? Do you have any more details on this?
Yeah, sure. This happened when, XAI, they run their AI research in a very different way. Every single AI company you see, like OpenAI, Anthropic, they all are running for computation. Like you see that recently OpenAI asked for an investment which is like 3 times the current GDP of India. So every company is running for building their computing, that is launching a lot of GPU clusters to train the most powerful model. But XAI handles that very differently. They put more of their, effort on the data. So while pitching Kavach AI for XAI with the team, I have got into their AI tutor research team. So I worked in security research as an unpaid intern. I just wanted for the experience. I just wanted to feel that. So I just worked just as an unpaid intern as in XAI's Grok for the security research on AI tutoring part. So that got me a lot of insights, and that helped me develop more and more algorithms for Kavach AI. Kavach AI is a set of 300 plus algorithms. So I've got a lot of AI information from XAI. So XAI values your skill more than your degree or something that. If you have skill, they have a lot of career options right now. If you have enough knowledge in STEM, but then you don't have any knowledge in AI, but then you want to work in an AI company, can apply for their STEM AI tutor program. That is, you have knowledge in STEM. You can go in, you can put all of your knowledge in STEM into their, tutoring platform and earn money from it and learn a lot of stuff about that. So XAI, anyone who has the skill and who is able to prove that they have the skill can apply for XAI's tutoring department, and you can get in easily. So about the timeline which I got into this, if I remember, I was selected for the Hack Club neighborhood program. It was like a fully funded, even my accommodation and travel expenses were covered by the company. And that company's investors were from the XAI team. So I got the connection from Hack Club, and that's how I went to that. And if I remember, it took place between this year, January and April. It took place between that. And I was not like permanently appointed. I just went in as an intern. I learned stuff. I gave a lot of info. They gave me back a lot of insights, and I came back. I worked on Kavach AI itself. So yeah, a lot of opportunities like this neighborhood program by Hack Club is all there. That is, they fund you, they give you everything for your research. You can go abroad, you can go to any company you want. This Hack Club will be funding your studies and all. You can learn, get your insights. You can go into internships through this Hack Club and all. So I suggest everyone to go if you are on this type of field or you like this type of job. I suggest everyone to go into XAI's like AI tutoring department and go through everything they have, and also go through Hack Club. And if you're a school student under the age of 18, you can join Hack Club without any registration fee or something. And they have a lot of opportunities like the neighborhood and all. If you are able to prove your skills before them, and they will get you there. You don't have to worry, you don't have to put the effort, they will get you there. So I hope I cleared that too.
Thank you for guiding us with your experiences. So, next question we have by Archita here. This is a question most of us tackle every day. So, how can we balance the limit of using AI for studying? Because if we use too much AI, we will be dependent on it.
Dependent as in there is like everyone always say, every single thing has a good side and a bad side. AI can be used for learning. Like studying with AI is completely fine because it is fun because if you have see, I'm using this this example of ChatGPT because everyone is familiar with it. There are a lot and lot of AI models other than ChatGPT, but then since everyone is familiar with it, I'm using that. So the thing is, learning with AI is completely fine. So I suggest you shouldn't put any limit to it. But I will tell you the bad side of it. That is, every single what to say, AI model has something called the hallucination. That is, if people here are active on Twitter, you might see that if you tell something, if you ask like who's the prime minister of this particular country right now, they will tell that this is the prime minister of this current country. And if you tell that no, Donald Duck is the prime minister of this country, if you tell that, the model won't even question you back. It just accepts it. And it's called the hallucination. And if you question its knowledge on something it doesn't know or something it doesn't have its memory on, it hallucinates and gets data. That is, it produces random like random jargons which no one wants when you question its knowledge. So it's called hallucination. So while you're learning, if you're asking AI to teach you about something else which is not in its memory, which is not on its training data, it just produces hallucinated data. This hallucinated data is like completely wrong. And if you go in the internet and if you're using like Claude AI and every single AI model, you can just search its name and include a tag of its what is its hallucination rate. You will get a research study which will shock you. So hallucination is a real big thing in AI. But the thing is, non-hallucinating AI models are available right now, but it's not available to the commercial users right now. Your non-hallucinating AI models causes a lot of computation power. So usually these non-hallucinating models are provided to the enterprise class. That is, if you are paying for the premium version, you won't be getting access to it. You have to prove that you are from a large, big enterprise and you are either the CEO or COO or the CTO of that company. You have to prove them that and you will be upgraded to the enterprise class. Then only you will have the access to these enterprise level models. So these enterprise level models won't be having any hallucination rate. But the commercial models we have access to right now has a really big hallucination rate. And if you go on Google and search the hallucination rate of your favorite AI app, you will be shocked to hear about that. So yeah, using AI to learn and depending AI, like using too much AI to learn is like totally fine. And I appreciate that. But then if you are being dependent on it, like depending every single fact it says, believing every fact it says, and trusting on that is a really big problem. But if you're just using it for explaining stuff or writing small emails and other stuff, it's fine. And if you have the study mode on the ChatGPT app, I think you will have a reduced hallucination rate. But then still, the hallucination rate is not zero. So I suggest you shouldn't, take into account every single fact it says. If you have a clear clarity on the fact and AI says that this fact is right, yeah, you can depend on that. Other than that, depending AI on everything is really bad because of the hallucination rate. Otherwise, it's fine. And yeah, maintaining a balance for AI is, at the end of the day, it depends on how you use it. If you are using it for factual content, you have to limit it. That is, you have to search. If it says some facts, you have to search on Google or Wikipedia for that fact, find its authenticity, or just don't go. But then if you are using ChatGPT or something like that for simple summarization task or content writing task, it's fine. That's the answer for that. I know it's a vague answer, but then I think it's clear.
No, I was asking that yesterday I was dealing with a math question, and even with the study mode on, it answered wrong. In my textbook, the answer was very different to the answer. It wasn't even close. It isn't even a geometrical question. It's an algebraic question. It made the question wrong. That's why I asked you. You explained it very clear. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. That actually clarifies a complex point. So next question is by Daivik A. Kumar. The question goes as, what was the biggest technical challenge you faced while developing IQED and how did you solve it?
The biggest technique challenge is like handling infra. That is, at the end of the day, I'm a researcher. I don't build like, at the end of the day, my task is to find solution for the problems, make my development team build it. But then the technical challenge I faced while developing the AI architecture at IQED is this. That is, usually, we don't have, ever wondered like the 2020 to 2025 January, the progression AI has made is like huge. The differences are off the charts. But then the difference we make from 2025 to 2025 start to 2025 mid, we didn't see any big change. It is because the availability of data. We do have, as I said, according to metrics, every day the internet produces 1 zettabyte of data. But where is this data? Because most of the researchers are claiming that the AI models are not growing intelligent because they don't have data. But then the metric says we are producing 1 zettabyte of data. So the actual problem is accessing the data or the access of data. Data is everywhere. Like we are producing zettabytes of data every day. But the thing is, those data are private data. Those data are hosted on private clouds or private organization, and they own the data. We don't own that data. So while training IQED's models or while designing architecture for the IQED's models, we want the data, but those data were gatekept by the large organizations and the large enterprises. The limited amount of data was the one particular thing I faced as a technical challenge in it. Even though it's not a technical challenge, at the end of the day, making a model and the model depends on the data makes it a technical challenge. So availability of data was a technical challenge in IQED. But the thing is, we have our teachers at IQED. What we make is we give the teachers a particular questions and we make the teachers manually write the data. But to make, to remove the bias, we gave them a specific format to make the data specific type or a structure on how we need the data, and the teachers are working on that, and we are making our data in-house so that we need not depend on another organization or their license for training the model. So that's how I faced or solved the problem that I faced at IQED. And that's it.
Thank you, Sidharth. So since we have addressed almost all the questions asked by our students, now can I ask few additional questions from my side?
Yeah, sure.
So my question is that the Indian government has announced that AI education will begin from class 3rd in schools from 2026 to 27. Given that policy shift, how could a student product prototype today take advantage of that coming curriculum, and what risks or mismatches might arise?
Mismatches is this: if we have a particular curriculum set or a syllabus set, that is a syllabus is set on on the beginning of an academic year. But then, as I said, the technology that is yesterday, for example, yesterday we were designing an architecture and handling our data. Like we handle terabytes of data. So I wanted to have a search algorithm to be built, which handles the search throughout this terabytes of data under a second. We were working on that particular. We built a lot of downloaded a lot of open source algorithms, and we were working on that. We were reverse engineering a lot of already available algorithms and all. But then this morning, Another company has dropped a very new algorithm which is way faster than what we have built yesterday. See the change. It took around under than 12 to 15 hours to have a solution for the problems we faced yesterday. So the AI or the technology is, changing every single day or every single hour. So if we go on through a syllabus or a curriculum which is static, which is set in the beginning of an academic year, by the end, when a student finishes the syllabus, he will be already, behind 10 or 15 months of AI advancements. So that's what I said. Our syllabus is static. The technology world is growing every hour. So our students should be, made to learn without a textbook or without, making them go through a syllabus. Let them experience the open world. Let them experience the technology themselves. Let them, feel the technology themselves. Let them play with it. That's how a person should learn a technology, not by giving them a syllabus. That's what I believe in. So yeah, that's it.
So do you oppose this plan or something like that?
I do not oppose this plan. I appreciate that our government is, taking an initiative like this to teach the students AI. The only thing is that going through a static, it is just a suggestion. Going through a static syllabus is not going to be useful for the student. For the student, it's going to be not useful because whatever he has learned, that particular technology would have changed by the end of the or 2-3 generations of that one particular software would have come when he finishes that academic year. So what I suggest is let the users or let the students, experience it themselves. They shouldn't be made going through a static syllabus. They have to play with it and learn the technology themselves. So that's how I find it efficient to learn the technology. But then I understand there are students who have to be spoon-fed. But then, yeah, it is a really, really great initiative. But then at the end of the day, going through a static syllabus is not the way of learning a new technology. So, yeah.
Thank you for addressing it. So the next question is, in the AI, in education domain, a new platform called as Mindcraft has been proposed for rural India to deliver personalized mentorship via AI. What are the technical challenges in deploying such systems? Like maybe it's latency, data sparsity, fairness, and how can students overcome them?
See, the very problem India faces right now is the infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, there is this slight misconception that every single one of us think that India is like really, really behind. Just like what you said, what would be the problems that we are facing or the rural areas would be facing if we deploy the solution. The thing is the largest supercomputer in the world. It is called the Colossus. It is built by XAI and it is built over an area which spans around 10 into 10 km. That much big of an area is used for running this particular supercomputer called the Colossus. And it is still being built right now. Like the size of the supercomputer is increasing day by day. So that's the most powerful supercomputer in the world. You know what's the third powerful supercomputer in the world is? It is our India's own supercomputer. It is being built by Yota Labs and GeoCloud. So building and shipping that, because the second most powerful supercomputer is owned by a research organization in Australia. All of those, like the Colossus is being gatekept by XAI and those access to those powerful researching tool. It's not available to commercial users. And this second most powerful supercomputer, that is also not available for users. But this particular supercomputer being built by Yoda Lab and GeoCloud, this supercomputer is accessible to every single Indian. Every single Indian citizen will have access to that supercomputer. So India itself, it's a developing country, right? So we are building solutions. We are building the world's toppest solution, which no country has ever seen every day and every day. But as you said, when we are using games like Minecraft and other such thing to teach students of the rural education, it is a very new kind of, teaching style. So facing technicality is like very common in that kind of thing, because we are building, we are trying to bring a change to it. So problems arising is like really huge, and the chances are being really huge, and the types of problems that may come are like really vague. We cannot expect. But the most common problems I face will come is the misuse of this computing thing. Because for Minecraft also, see, at the end of the day, it's a game. Even though Minecraft education is there, it's a game. So people misusing it is like there's a really high chance. And the network, rural areas usually have a really low bandwidth. But then games like Minecraft, they don't need a really high bandwidth. So latency won't be an issue, because Minecraft like games and other games use something called the WebRTC protocol. So there won't be any huge latency difference between that. So using Minecraft to rural areas is completely fine in the latency terms. Misuse, it may or may not happen. The thing is, games like Minecraft and all requires computing. Like, even though it is a game, it requires a amount of computing too. So it depends on if the government is able to provide the enough hardware to run those games, enough hardware for the teachers to teach students through those games and everything like that. If the government is able to meet with the infrastructure for the rural education, this will be a really good successful initiative. So it depends on how the government handles the infrastructure for the rural education scheme. But for the commercial and the enterprise scheme, India is on the top 3, and we still are growing. We are a developing country, and the only thing is this development or distribution of these infrastructures, which gonna cause a problem for rural areas. So that's the only problem that I felt. It's my perspective and my field of view. So it may change from person to person. So that's it from my side about that.
That was a satisfying one. Thank you. Recently, this is the last question. Recently, ISRO unveiled Vikram 3201, India's first indigenous 32-bit space-grade microprocessor. In what ways could such homegrown hardware influence the development of student-level AI or robotics projects? And why is having an indigenous processor important for innovation?
Very good question. At the end of the day, it's a 32-bit chip. So AI is built on something called the GPUs. Okay. So GPUs and TPUs power the AI. GPU is graphical processing unit, and TPU is tensor processing unit. So these two microprocessors, the microcontrollers, helps the infra or MLOps engineers to deploy computing for using AI. So these microprocessors, which ISRO has built right now, is used for the space technology. For every use case, there is this different architecture. So the GPUs for AI computing cannot be used for any other task other than AI computing. But then the GPU used for gaming cannot be used for AI training purposes too. So there's this field of architecture difference. So if ISRO is able to build an architecture which clears every single problem faced in AI computing and makes a policy which is efficient enough to distribute these microprocessors to students who are in need of these microprocessors to train their AI model, it would be a really highly successful move. But then why I told about this is AI technologies usually, and these GPUs are also gatekeeping, because the thing is, us commercial users cannot have access to it. Even if we have millions of dollars on our bank account, we won't be able to buy that. We should have the US government's approval to get a GPU. Even though we are working with the Indian government, we should have the approval from the US government. Even if we are working from Israel, we have to have the approval from the US government. So every single this computing technology is being gatekeeped by US government. So if India is able to build processor and architecture which is more efficient than one's like the H100 or H200 GPUs NVIDIA is providing through the US government. So if we are able to build a really more powerful architecture other than that, it would bring a really huge impact. It would bring a huge revolution. So that's gonna cause a big change. That's gonna change the view other countries have on India. So distribution of that GPU, if India is able or Israel is able to build an architecture and distribute it to the student, it would bring a really great change. So that's it. And I, congratulate ISRO for that. And I am really proud of being here too with the ISRO veterans here. So yeah, I hope I cleared that question too.
Of course, you did. So thank you again, Sidharth, for answering our questions so deeply and generously. Also, thank you to all the students who have contributed to such an insightful questions during this Q&A session. Your curiosity truly shows how engaged and enthusiastic our community is. This session has been a rare opportunity for us to connect with someone who is both a student and a researcher in AI, and to hear firsthand how one can transform a school idea into real innovation. We feel honored and proud to host you today. Thank you everyone for participating, and a big thank you to you, Sidharth, for spending your time with us and inspiring all of us. With that, we conclude our Q&A session. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Sidharth. That
Thank
was an amazing session. Thank you for the wonderful